Scored the opener. We're looking for one here. Oh, we've got it as well! And in stunning fashion, courtesy.
Hoffenheim are flying. They sit third in the league, and only Bayern have scored more. This isn't a team scraping results. It's one of the most dangerous attacks in Germany right now. But Freiburg weren't coming to trade punches. They tried to slow the game down with a compact mid-block, then switched to aggressive pressure whenever Hoffenheim showed a weakness. The problem? Christian Ilzer didn't panic. He adjusted, found the gaps, and Hoffenheim punished them. 3 goals, no mercy. So what exactly was Ilzer's attacking solution? Let's break it down. To understand Hoffenheim's attacking patterns, we first need to examine Freiburg's defensive organization. Hoffenheim's goalkeeper initially carries the ball forward to draw Freiburg out of their structure. Freiburg maintain a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 mid-block in the mid-third, shifting forward as a unit rather than pressing immediately. When they are not fully attracted to the ball, the goalkeeper plays to the right centre-back. As Hoffenheim begin to enter the mid-third, Freiburg's forward initiates the press. Shortly after, they switch into a man-oriented approach on the ball side, aggressively closing not only the possessor, but also the nearby passing options. When Hoffenheim attempt to switch play to the left, Freiburg respond in the same manner. In this sequence, Freiburg are in the process of forming their mid-block. Hoffenheim recycle possession backwards in an attempt to draw them out. However, since Freiburg are still organizing their block, they avoid pressing the possessor and instead focus on maintaining compactness. When a Hoffenheim defender drives forward into the mid-third to provoke pressure, Freiburg finally engage. The ball is circulated to the left, but once it leaves the mid-third, the nearest Freiburg player does not press aggressively. Instead, they reorganize into a compact 4-3-3 mid-block. In the final situation, Hoffenheim attempt to progress from the mid-third into the attacking third. Freiburg respond by dropping from their mid-block into a low block. Only the nearest player acts as the first defender to delay the ball, while the rest concentrate on forming a compact defensive structure. When Hoffenheim try to play into the interior spaces, immediate pressure is applied inside the block, preventing the pass from reaching its intended target. One of their key methods was to use coordinated movements in the advanced line to open central spaces, allowing the goalkeeper to play a direct pass through the newly created passing lane. To free the central space, Hoffenheim first use a dropping movement from one of their central midfielders. He drops deeper to pull one defender out of position. At the same time, another midfielder shifts toward the right side near the halfway line, dragging his marker wider. This coordinated movement stretches Freiburg's structure and opens space in the center. Once the space is created, an advanced midfielder quickly drops into the newly vacated central area, generating a clear passing lane. The moment this lane appears, the goalkeeper delivers a direct pass through the center, immediately bypassing multiple lines of pressure. Although delayed pressure arrives toward the new possessor, the ball is quickly played out to the right flank. Simultaneously, a player positioned slightly in the right channel makes a curved run toward the central space behind the defensive line. The possessor then exploits this movement by threading a pass into the space in behind, attacking the gap created by Freiburg's shifted defensive structure. The second method involved using short combinations to draw the opposition toward one side, before making a wide run on the opposite flank to attack the space in behind. In this sequence, the opposition are already set in a compact mid-block through the center. Hoffenheim play a back pass in an attempt to draw them out and trigger a switch into man-oriented pressing. As intended, the defensive block steps slightly forward. However, the first line of pressure does not fully commit. They do not push high enough to press the goalkeeper aggressively. The goalkeeper then switches play to the left flank. The left-sided defender receives and initiates a short combination, which eventually allows the fullback to take possession. At the same time, an attacker positioned higher up the pitch makes a subtle dropping movement, pulling his marker out of the defensive line and freeing the space in behind. With the space now exposed, the fullback, as the new possessor, plays a direct pass into the newly created gap, generating a dangerous attacking situation. Below the halfway line, Freiburg's defensive strategy prioritizes forming a compact block rather than aggressively pressing the ball. Hoffenheim had several solutions to deal with this structure. One of them was the use of early crosses before the opposition block could fully settle into position. In this sequence, the opposition are dropping deeper as they attempt to establish a low block. After playing the ball to the right midfielder, the initial possessor makes an underlapping run into the central area. At the same time, the forward drifts slightly toward the right channel, attracting the attention of two defenders and disrupting the defensive line. Meanwhile, the left winger makes a penetrating run on the opposite side, pulling another defender away and increasing the gap between the center backs. Sensing the space that has opened, a midfielder times his run into the central channel, delaying his movement so that he arrives unnoticed by the defensive line. Before the opposition can fully settle into their low block, the possessor delivers an early cross into the newly freed central space. The move culminates in a dangerous headed attempt on goal. Their second approach involved using combination play to penetrate down the right flank. To disperse the opposition's compact defensive line on the right side, the midfielders circulate short passes between themselves, deliberately inviting pressure. The possessor then returns the ball to the right side and makes a penetrating run into the central area. As intended, his marker is dragged deeper, slightly distorting the defensive structure. Through continued combination play, Hoffenheim manipulate the defensive focus toward the ball side and create an opportunity to exploit the right flank. The opposition fail to recognize the runner advancing down the right channel, as their attention remains fixed on the possessor. At the right moment, the ball is quickly released into space, completing the combination sequence. Inside the penalty area, Hoffenheim commit 4 players centrally to create a numerical overload, increasing the probability of a successful cross. The delivery from the right flank is executed effectively and results in a headed attempt on goal.
So far again with a chance to cross. That's a better.
On the counter, the aim is simple. Use dynamic superiority to attack before the defense resets. This sequence begins with a throw-in near the halfway line. The thrower plays the ball to the nearby forward, Aslani. As soon as he receives it, he is surrounded by 3 defenders. However, he quickly lays the ball off to a midfielder making a central run, before immediately continuing his own forward movement. Once again, the defense collapses toward the ball. This time, the midfielder releases it to the right back, Kufal, who is advancing at speed down the right flank. At the same moment, Aslani makes a sharp run into the center of the box, drawing defenders and creating separation within the defensive line. Kufal exploits his pace to drive forward with the ball, and the opposition struggle to recover. He eventually delivers a cross toward the advancing Aslani. Despite the difficulty of the angle and body position, Aslani manages to convert the chance and finishes the move with a goal.
Oh, it's a flick